it's overwhelming because you spend every day thinking about minimising risk.
Jenna's 10-year-old son Stanley has a severe nut allergy. Even traces could be fatal.
I suppose food is the easy bit in a way, but you do have to think about the surfaces he's touching, the handles he might be touching. And you know, these are the issues that we had in school. They don't get it, they don't understand that actually on a pencil that a kid may put in his mouth, or the door handle, or the chair that they're sitting on underneath the tables, the risk of cross-contamination is huge.
Jenna took Stanley out of his old school in Surrey, saying she believed they did not have proper safeguards in place to protect him. The school denies this and says safeguarding is its top priority. They also say there was no recorded incidence of an allergic reaction by Stanley while he was in their care. Jenna is now campaigning for allergy-specific legislation for schools and checked by Ofsted.
All we want to know is that our kids are safe in school and that they've done everything they can to minimise that risk, and if something was to happen, the school know what to do because actually they have a clear set of legislation to follow.
It's a designated area where the EpiPens are kept.
Campaigners point to this school in Berkshire as an example of good practice.
The children will just come in and put their lunchboxes here in the morning.
Lunchboxes are checked and there are photos and care plans for every child with a food allergy. Also, every member of staff is trained to use an EpiPen. But all this is voluntary. The head teacher says clearer guidance from government is welcome.
It would be reassuring for head teachers to know what good practice is and to make sure that they are following it, because ultimately that's what every head teacher wants, is to make sure that they're doing the absolute best for every child.
The biggest criticism from campaigners is that the legislation is far too broad. It refers to children with medical conditions and guidelines in terms of what to do. The situation as it stands is that schools are coming up with allergy procedures on their own. The BBC has learned that the number of children treated for anaphylactic shock has increased by more than 40% over the past 5 years. The country's leading allergy specialist is concerned. He says clearer guidance for schools is urgently needed.
But unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of occasions where the schools seem to be failing the families. And in the most extreme cases, the parents are genuinely frightened to send their children to a school where they believe that they're just not safe. What I think is still really lacking is a gold standard policy nationally that any school can look to so that they know what best practice in managing food allergy looks like.
Stanley is now at a new school which Jenna says she has confidence in. But she says she'll continue her campaign so that all children have the same protection. Alpa Patel, BBC South Today, Berkshire.